Obsessed Runner Live, episode 6 today. Thanks for joining in. Hopefully you'll glean something from what I say today and maybe go back and see all the other episodes if you haven't already. Share it with others if you think like it. I'm going to talk about, it's kind of a trick, the way I've tricked myself into major events all of my life. As runners or as just ordinary people, I'd say we underestimate the abilities of what we could do. I mean, I'm sure that most of us think, many of you would think, I can't run a marathon, or I can't run 50 miles. This body will not run 50 miles. Or I can't run 100 miles, right? I can't do a full Ironman triathlon. So that kind of mindset will keep you away from these events. Are we doing okay, Trevor? How's that producer? Okay. But if you have this in your mind, if you would like to do any of those things and you haven't done them yet, well, then I'm gonna give you kind of a roadmap to get you there. Because if you think that you'd like to, if you would probably have any idea that you would like to do any of those things, I'm just here to say, first of all, of course you can. Think about when you ran your first 5K. Maybe you didn't even run your first 5K yet if you're listening here, who knows. But you went to that 5K, you had the courage to sign up for it, and then you went there nervous, like you're going to the Olympics. I'm sure, you lose sleep over it. Then you get there and you see that everybody's just like you. And you really realize, oh, I do belong here, right? All shapes and sizes, da-da-da. So, as we move up and you're thinking, oh, am I going to run a marathon? I'm telling you, it's the same way. When you line up and you get there, sure, you've made much more commitment to do these longer events. You have some understanding of what you might have to do. And so are these other people I've got there. But just like that, if you look around at these people, I have a 100-mile race coming up here that we produce, run Woodstock in September here at Hell Creek Ranch. Look that up. Come on by and see what people look like that run 100 miles. Watch them coming through. They do loops so they come by. It's not like they don't look like normal people. You need to have a plan, and you need to, you know what you should do? If you have interest in a race like this, go online and start reading about races. Start reading about 50-mile races, or start reading about the marathon. Look at marathons around the world. Look for the coolest place that would motivate you and say, I want to run the London Marathon. Whatever it would be. Find the place that you want to go to that would motivate you to get you there. Look at races, look through there, and make maybe a top 10 list of things that you, maybe even though you can't imagine doing these things, just make the list anyway. Go look at what type of race would motivate you, make the list, maybe chisel it down to even the top 3, number them 1, 2, 3. Think about them. Go look at those again. And then just to get your blood warmed up and to just get shaken, go to the app, just click on apply, right? Fill out the application just like as if you were going to run that thing, Even put in your credit card information and just stand there, and you can probably feel the energy coming from the computer. If I did this, it would change my life. And then, just like you were back in high school or college or wherever it was, when you went all the way and you said you weren't going to do it, go ahead and press the enter button. There. My son wondered what I was going to talk about today, but this is a system I've kind of used to get myself out there. Even in the 80s, I did this after watching, my wife and I were sitting on the, were we married? Yes. We were watching the Ironman triathlon, and it was on ABC Sports for the first time. And she looked at me and she said, we could do that. And I'll be damned. We looked into it and we signed up. And then we knew we had to figure out how we were going to get there and do that. So what you do, now that you've committed, what you need to do is to make a plan that you believe in, that rings true to you. You go on there and you read about the way people train, and you read all that. And there's from where you'll read that they don't do enough to train for it, and some of it, it'll look like they do way too much that you want to do. So you're going to have to just feel comfortable and write a plan of your own that rings true to you. And you kind of commit to that plan. You need to stay away from all negative thoughts from the beginning and the end of this process. Whenever they creep in, even from the beginning when I'm talking to you about when you're looking through the websites and you're reading about it, you're saying, oh no, I can't. Whenever any of those I can'ts, you need to get that all out of there. You need to just think positive and think what the upside is, not the downside of any of this. It's the way to move forward. So you're going to feel guilty once you entered this, and you're going to be a nervous wreck. But you shouldn't be, because you actually did do some planning. You actually did the legwork. You thought about this. You know that it's realistic. Now you really do. Yep, you have to work on the physical side. The mental side is what's going to get you there. But as long as you stay true to the belief that you're going to get there, you will. When you cross a finish line, especially as these finish lines get farther away and these events get bigger and bigger and more challenging, there's only a few days in life that you're going to remember, every day of the rest of your life. There's just these few pearls. Not all days are created equal. These are the days that will keep you, these days will carry you to the end of days. Like I said, forget about, just do everything I said up to the part about the entering. Forget that I said that. But of course you won't. You'll remember to enter, right? I sure hope that this has some value to you. I continue nowadays. I think sometimes, I can't go back and do that again. And then I'll go through the whole process. I'll look and I'll say, where would it be that I want to go? 2 weeks ago, I watched my daughter finish a 50-mile race. And I, I would guess in a million years that her training wasn't there. I knew what she was doing and everything. Like I say, you need to have some training, and she did put in some long runs. But it's the mental attitude. She knew she was going to do that, and you were going to do it too. Thanks for listening today, the Obsessed Runner Live. Chime in with any comments or questions that I might address, in the future. And like I said, let people know that we're out here. Share the episodes with them. And thanks.